Welcome to Bespoke Diaries. Today's article is on What I Learned from Kenyan Election Campaign by Christian Staddler, Professor, Keynote Speaker, United Kingdom. Have you ever seen a Mzungu campaigning in Mwi? Laughter rippled through the crowd. Not many Europeans pass through the rural town, let alone stump for a political party. I come all the way from the UK because I am married to one of your own. I care about the future of Gear and Yaga. The upcoming election will decide this future. As the adrenaline rushed through my body, I noticed the crowd started to respond. My father-in-law is vying for the Senate, and this morning I had decided to spend a day with the party youth. My plan to stay in the background, however, did not work out. Within minutes of my arrival, the campaign team thrust a microphone into my hand. Standing on the back of a moving stage, I faced a crowd of several hundred. This was not my first time in the midst of an election. As a student, I was part of a governor's campaign in my native Austria, and in 2008 I canvassed for Obama in New Hampshire. But Kenyan elections are something quite different. And while I am used to speaking to a hall full of executives or academics, this was my first political speech ever. One I had not prepared for. I think I pulled it off. But beyond the excitement of the day, there are broader lessons leaders can draw from the election campaign I observed in rural Kenya over the past few months. It's the small things that count. Grand slogans such as "Yes we can" or "Make America Great Again" might electrify voters in America, but at the foothills of Mount Kenya, voters care about bread and butter issues. Each morning dozens of them will come to the homes of aspiring candidates. Their kids cannot get into a school, they can't pay the medical bills for their loved ones, or they are unable to get a license to sell at the local market. They are not asking for policy promises but immediate help. Customers are not that different. A nice tagline might get them through the door, but a 1-hour wait for a call center assistant easily wipes out the carefully orchestrated multi-million-dollar "We Love Our Customers" ad campaign. What executives can learn from Kenyan politicians is the attention to detail. This requires more attention to the front line and less big vision thinking. Find the market your competitors cannot cover. William Ruto, the deputy president, started his campaign for the top job several years ago. At the heart of it is the hustler movement, a nod to younger voters working in informal jobs. He managed to build substantial momentum, particularly in central Kenya, the region I campaigned in. When Raila Odinga announced his presidential candidacy, it was unclear how he could fight back. At the age of 77, his chances to resonate with the youth were slim, an obvious disadvantage in a country where the median age is 20. His unpopularity in central Kenya was another big handicap. With everything stacked against him, his decisive move came on May 17th. Ruto had just named Rigathi Gachagua to be his running mate when Odinga announced that Martha Karua will be on his side. With her on his side, Odinga managed to carve out a market even larger than the youth vote. Karua is the first woman in such a prominent position. She is from central Kenya and has the reputation of being incorruptible. Even his age starts to look like an advantage, as the popular Karua will be his natural successor. The lesson for executives is an obvious one: try to find a niche that is not yet occupied by your competitor. You can't reinvent yourself. The idea that we can reinvent ourselves is appealing. I have always been skeptical that this is possible. While I was primarily considering that a lack of expertise makes this impossible, the Kenyan election reminded me of another aspect: reputation. Reputations are built over decades. My father-in-law built his as a high school principal. He helped many to find the right schools, covered school fees for those who could not afford, and helped them to find jobs long before he went into politics. As an MP, he continued to be accessible and available. The first thing he did, building a pavilion next to his house so those coming for help do not have to wait in the rain. When you start off on your own career, you should take this to heart. The reputation you build is much more important than a quick career move. And while you might change what you do, it will be almost impossible to change who you are. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Do leave your thoughts in the comments section below. For similar type of article, please reach us at contact@thebespokediaries.com, or you can visit our website www.thebespokediaries.com.